So, I finished the individual seasons of The Shield, I think maybe a week ago. I don't know. Maybe a little bit more. And I think that it's about time that I go ahead and I rank the seasons. I don't have the individual copies, so I'm just going to set this here, and I am just going to state my rankings for the rankings. So let's just go ahead and let's get started with the rankings. The number 7, the worst season of The Shield, is easily season 4. It was a horrible disappointment. And compared to the rest of the show, it does not meet the standard that any of the other seasons had. The characters started to kind of drop in quality. Overall, 4 wasn't the best. My number 6 spot is going to season 6. There's just something, I think that it was the fact that it didn't really have Lem in it. Lem was a very essential character, and definitely one of the more important characters to the main series. And with him not being in the last 2 seasons, after the ending of season 5, while I did think that it was a perfect ending for season 5, season 6 definitely suffers from the entire thing being about them trying to, deal with the death of Lem. And season 6, just overall kind of disappointing. The number 5 spot I will be giving to the first season. It was not perfect. I mean, that's a very common thing. The first season of a show not quite being the best. I mean, there are some cases where it's definitely one of the best, like Dexter or Deadwood or 6 Feet Under. But with this, season 1 kind of falls short. It's got some good episodes, but overall the plot wasn't as good as the future plot lines for the show. 4th place, directly in the middle, is where I'll be putting season 3. It was a very odd one. It was the first of the seasons that had more than 13 episodes, or the only with more, and one of the only seasons, and the first season to have not 13 episodes. So it was a longer season, and that kind of brought it down a bit, but it's still better than the first and a few of the later seasons. But, yeah, my 3rd place is going to be Season 2. Season 2 was a very enjoyable season. It had some pretty good plot lines going on. It kind of furthered upon Season 1, which I definitely liked. It just, overall, Season 2 definitely boosted the show and definitely furthered upon the first season. My number 2 spot is going to the 7th and final season. The ending I've spoken my opinion on. If you want an in-depth anger session with me pissed off at the ending of The Shield, then I recommend just going and watching my review for that individual season. Overall, I think Season 7 did a good job of wrapping it up. And some of the characters got good endings. I will never understand why people like Vic's ending. I thought that Shane's end was, while extremely dark, very, very well done, and definitely one of the highlights of the series finale. Vic's end just kind of sucks, and is just kind of bleh. And that leaves the number 1 spot to Season 5, which is a somewhat popular opinion, and a lot of people agree on that. The Season 5 finale, Postpartum, is a masterful episode. It's got a wonderful antagonist in the form of Kavanaugh. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. I think that's how they pronounced it. I don't really care. I think his name sounds like Carvana, like that fucking company. But overall, season 5 definitely brought it back to being as good as it was pre whatever that chick from season 4's name was. And season 5 just, if it had ended there, it wouldn't have been as perfect of a finale. It wouldn't have had all of the arcs wrap up as they did, but it would have been good and overall pretty satisfying end. But yeah. The series overall, I'd put it in my top 10. It's probably on the higher list. Maybe not in the top 5, but definitely in my top 10. It's got some really good seasons, some absolutely phenomenal episodes, good characters. So I'll give it an overall 9.5 out of 10.